everybody, today we're doing summer book recs. Hey everybody, my name is Sophie, the Bookish Floor. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm doing is a list of summer books that you might be able to read during the next couple of months. Summer is not here yet. Summer starts until June 21st. I know that a lot of people are on vacation already, have graduated and all that. Congrats to all the grads. But summer really starts until June 21st. So don't worry if you haven't started on your summer read. There's still plenty of time. Okay, so go ahead and grab your coffee, grab a snack, sit, maybe pen and paper if you guys want to take down the recs that I'm going to be doing for you today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first, if you participate in Summerween, which is a challenge that Gabby Reads does, I'm going to go ahead and link her channel right there on the description. Every year she does Summerween. She came up with this challenge a few years ago, and I've been doing it for about 3 years now. And for a week, you read horror books or things, mostly horror, scary books. Because I'm not really into horror, I take it more like thrillers, mystery, things like that. So I have a couple of recs if you want to go ahead and do Summerween, which is in July. So the first one that I'm going to recommend is Mexican Gothic. This is sort of like a Gothic horror book. This is the story of two cousins, one who has married an Englishman and now she lives in the countryside where he has an estate, like an hacienda, and kind of stakes in the town. And her cousin who lives in Mexico City, they receive a letter saying that the one who lives with the new husband, something's wrong, she needs to get out of there, she needs rescuing. And the dad of the cousin who lives in Mexico City is like, why don't you go ahead and see what's wrong with your cousin? So they send this poor girl to see what's going on in that hacienda, what's going on with the cousin, and all kinds of things ensued. It's very Gothic, something's going on. They cannot quite understand what it is. Is it the cousin that's not quite feeling like herself? Is it the house? Is it the town? What is it? So I really like that. If you like all that traditional Mexican magical realism, that it's in Mexican and a lot of Latin American stories, this is definitely for you. There's also, obviously, because she is married, the cousin is married to an Englishman, there's part of colonization conversation going on, but it is super interesting. I really liked it. It's not really that gory or anything. It's more Gothic. So if you're interested, Mexican Gothic is a great start. Another book that you can pick for Summerween, and again, this is not a horror. This is more of a mystery thriller, and this is The Only Survivors. So this is by Megan Miranda, and the other one was by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This one is the story of a couple of friends, or a few friends, who meet at this cabin every year because they went on a trip when they were in high school, and they are the only survivors. But this year they have received like a note, and they think that somebody knows what really happens. And the whole book is flashbacks with each of the characters telling you exactly what happened, because each of one of them has like a different point of view of what happened, different experience that they had on that particular night when they are the only survivors. So yeah, you kind of discover it as they are telling you in flashback what really went on with each and one of them. I thought it was very interesting. It was a good mystery. I didn't see that twist coming. I'm not an avid mystery reader, so maybe a lot of tropes or things like that that people might see, I don't see them yet. So that's fun because everything is a surprise. So if you are not like an avid mystery thriller reader, but you are interested in, I think this is great because, again, you don't know the tropes, so you can still be surprised. So I really like this one. This is The Only Survivors. So my two recs for Summerween. There are a lot of other mystery thrillers, horror, gothic that I have read for Summerween, but those are two that I had a lot of fun with when I read them. So now I'm gonna go into something lighter. So if you're into romance and if you're into more of a fun time, not a lot of high stakes, the one that I'm gonna recommend for you is Red, White, and Royal Blue. This is the story of the first son of the female president of the United States and the second son of the royal family in England. And what they are having is a enemies to lovers kind of trope story. They are two people who really don't like each other, and they are forced to be in events together because they are representing each of their countries politically, and they end up becoming friends and then becoming more than friends. And obviously there's a lot, although I say there aren't stakes because this is a romance and you know how every romance ends, there are a little bit of higher stakes in this one because you have the first son and a prince. And how does that look politically to the world, to society? There's different types of topics that they go into. So I really like this one. I know this is one of the favorites of like Book Talk and BookTube and Bookstagram and all of those. And I think it is a lot of fun. So if you want to go ahead and read this one, I would recommend. If you're still into romance and you want to make like a whole list, the other one that I'm gonna recommend is this one, which is Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. That was so much fun to read. Abby Jimenez does tend to put a little bit of a deeper thought into the backstories of the characters, and they are again dealing with things that are deeper, that are emotional. So this is not as fluffy as the other romances. However, the story is good, is nice, is well rounded, and this is about a girl who is a traveling nurse. And there's this guy on Reddit who is talking about the fact that he has kind of like a curse every time he dates someone. Once they break up, the other person finds their forever match, right? And this girl, the same thing happens to her. So they meet up on Reddit, they talk to each other, and they say, hey, if we get together, we can kind of cancel out the curse, and then the next people we meet, they're gonna be the ones that we marry. So just for the summer, she decides to take a job. I believe it's in Minneapolis where he is at, because she's a traveling nurse. She can do that, and she goes there and she meets him, and sparks fly. So this is more of a strangers to friends to lovers, but there also a backstory about family members and things like that. Almost all of the Abby Jimenez books, not almost all of the Abby Jimenez books has a backstory with the family, things that might be a little bit difficult for. So if you want to check trigger warnings for that, go ahead. But still, it's when it comes to the romance, it's a fun, cute romance. So I would recommend that. But definitely check trigger warnings beforehand. And then another romance that I can recommend, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't love it. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. I just finished it, but I thought it was okay. And I think compared, because I'm not a fan of contemporary romance, compared to other contemporary romance, I feel like this is very clean and very logical the way that it goes. A lot of contemporary romance, the conflict doesn't make a lot of sense because a conversation could end that conflict. In this one, I liked it because they are having those conversations, and they are logical when it comes to whatever it is they are doing. It's not just a miscommunication trope. This is actually a forced proximity trope and an enemies to lovers, but it's more like a misunderstanding, and then to friends to lovers. So this is a story of a girl who is a screenwriter, and she is writing a story in New York. So she moves there for a little while. She's kind of house sitting. She moves there for a little while, and she is trying to write a story based in New York City, so different landmarks and different places in New York City. But her next door neighbor is this tech guy, which is a trope that I don't really like the millionaire tech guy, but I'll just put that behind. And And turns out that it's a guy that she kind of almost hooked up with 2 years prior, but he was kind of snobby, kind of insinuating that she was a gold digger. So they never hooked up. She ended up hitting that guy, and they end up being neighbors in this building. So again, forced proximity. They kind of become friends, and they're helping each other out. He needs like a date to uh kind of, because he's going through like a big thing with his company, so he needs like a stable person that will accompany him to like events and stuff like that. And she needs someone to take her all around New York, to different places, so she can write her screenplay. So again, that is the story. What I like about this book is that although the things that they do are things that we have read before, that the language also that she uses is very simple, very straightforward. She does tell you more than she shows you, but sometimes being too flowery and too descriptive and too even mushy and all that seems very cheesy in contemporary romance, and it's too much. And this book wasn't too much. If anything, it needed a little bit more, because sometimes it was a bit dry, like telling you everything. So I know Alex Astor is the um, writer of Summer in the City. That's the name of the book. And she comes from fantasy, and now this is contemporary romance. And she is a young writer still, so she is probably gonna keep working at it. But as a base, to start, I thought it was okay. I gave it about around 3 stars, but like I said, I think it's an okay. And me coming from contemporary romance that I really dislike, finding something that is just okay, that I found it like it was fun, and it was good for the summer. And it's Summer in the City takes place over the months of July and August, so I think it's a perfect read for those months. So if you want to go ahead and give it a go, I would suggest that one too. And then the last one that I'm gonna suggest the next book that I'm gonna suggest is an audiobook exclusive, and this is from Ali Hazelwood. A lot of people haven't talked about this because, like I said, since it's an audiobook exclusive, there's no like physical book that you can buy, but you can find it wherever you listen to audiobooks. And this is Two Can Play, and I actually really like that. It's a really short romance. Again, sort of enemies to lovers, a misunderstanding that happened a few years ago, and then now they're forced proximity because their companies are kind of merging to work on this video game. They're both video game developers. So I like that concept, the fact that they're video game developers, the forced proximity, because they're all in a conference in a hotel. Seems logical. It's not illogical. Like I hate it when things happen that don't make any sense. This one totally makes sense. And they have the opportunity to clear the air and realize what's really going on. And also the way that the conflict is resolved, the explanation for it is very logical. It does make sense. So I really like that one. If you like Ali Hazelwood, you want a short read, a short audiobook while you are traveling somewhere or on a flight or on a road trip or something, I think that's a great option for you. Okay, and then the next book is gonna be a classic. I know this doesn't take place in the summer, but it feels like, because this one is Persuasion by Jane Austen. And this is a book about a girl named Anne Elliot, who was once proposed to, and she was persuaded to say no to this proposal, thinking that someone better was gonna come along, someone that was more of a logical option, because the guy she liked was didn't have a lot of wealth and didn't have a high position in society, and that was very important back then because women had no ability to work or do anything for themselves, so they had to marry well. So they convinced her to reject them. 7 years later passed. No more offers for her. She is past her prime. I'm 27 years old. If you know, you know. And he is now in the Navy. He's a captain. He has a great income. He has a great position in society. So he came up in life, and she just kind of stayed the same. However, this is not about that particular concept. It's about how love kind of wasn't strong enough, how you can be influenced when you're younger. It's about second chances, it's a second chance romance. It's about forced proximity because they do have to spend a lot of time together because his family is renting her house because, like I said, they are not that well off anymore. And she has to travel with him and get to know him again, I guess, and leaving all her regret. And he is kind of bitter and angry, and he's doing well, but he is not married or in love or anything like that. So it's kind of them becoming friends again and kind of discovering whether or not they can love again. So I really like it. They go to the beach. So they go to Lime, which is a beach town. So it does feel a little bit of the summer vibe. So if you want to read a classic, second chance romance where they have a beach setting in certain parts, so this is the one for you. And if you want something fun and whimsical, I have two options for you. The first one is the Tea Dragon Society. This is about a girl who's training to be a dragon caretaker, and yes, it's super whimsical. Look at the illustrations. It's super short, it's super whimsical. It's kind of about girls kind of finding who they are and where they belong, and then you have these magical beautiful creatures. And like I said, it's super whimsical. So if you want, again, another quick read that you can read while you're at the beach, this is the one for you. And then the other one is The Firelight Apprentice. This is from the same author as Garlic and the Vampire and Garlic and the Witch, Brie Paulsen. And this is a little bit thicker than that other book, but again, I love the illustrations. I love the graphic novel type of format, and this is great again for like a beach read because this is gonna be super fast read. Like, not every beach read has to be like a romance or a thick book. Even though this is a bit thicker because there are illustrations, this is gonna be way faster. So this is a lot of fun to take to the beach. And yeah, there you have it. Those are my summer reading recommendations. I know they're not specifically about summer or July or August or things like that. However, they do fit the vibes of like summer settings or beach settings or quick reads for road trips, or if you're in a cabin or if you're going on vacation, what you can read while you're relaxing in the cabin or by the pool or all those fun things. Let me know what you are doing this summer and what are you planning on reading. And if you don't know what to put on the comments, just go ahead and put a little wave, a little emoji wave. Remember to click that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more recommendations from me. I would really appreciate it. And whenever you click that like button, you tell YouTube that this is a video that they can share with other people who are looking for similar things. Remember that you have all the ways that you can support my channel right there in the description. I also appreciate that a lot. Have an awesome summer. Remember to keep reading and keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.